I'm actually quite surprised that I proposed this topic of women representation in tech, because I usually dislike the separation or discussion of gender in relation to entrepreneurship or tech or health. And the reason I do is that I'm not sure if instead of being useful or productive, could be a little bit of a distraction for actually making and maybe segregate us even more. But I find this occasion very good, a very good one, and because of the framework and also the diversity of the attendees. So I want to, to tell a little bit of a story, or maybe it's a reminder that in August 2017, there was a huge scandal known as the Google memo, and that was a text written by apply to attend the conference with a special discount or for free, I don't remember well. From then on, I have attended with more confidence some text groups and events here in the region. And I have seen that, in fact, only when the event is labeled as for women, we are not the minority. More than once, I have heard from men jokes about the benefits that being a woman is nowadays. Just to add, that is not just a feeling that we're had, and that is something to think about. That is a small intro of the reality I have lived, and I want to complement it with the HBO show TV series Silicon Valley as a small case of a study, especially season 6. Are you all familiar with the? Did you watch the show? Some of you? Any of you?
I don't know it.
Okay, good. My question of the reflection is if women feel the freedom to speak up about anything and everything about media representation of them in tech. Okay, so when one hears Silicon Valley, the actual region, some words or companies come to mind. Usually innovation, high tech, research, and enterprises. The Silicon Valley series, TV series, is an US-American comedy that focuses on the ups and downs of 5 men who found a startup there. It has run from 2014 to 2019 and has had a huge success. How it is perceived? It has an impressive average tomato meter in Rotten Tomatoes. This average comes from the critics. And the last season, which will be the case study, was rated by 18 critics. And because of the names, I assume that 8 of them are women. But only one of them rated the season as rotten. Rotten is like, not that good. As fresh. And the others don't mention in the reviews any gender issue. And these reviewers said, for example, in case you hadn't noticed, much like the word it represents, Silicon Valley often seems like a boys' club with few significant female characters. Amanda Cruz, Monica, has become a fine supporting character, working her way up to Pied Piper's CFO and occasionally serving out laughs. But she and other women are rarely given the material that it stands up to even the smallest roles played by men. The top critics score is an impressive 96%. 3 of 9 of them are women. The audience also gives a 92% score, which is pretty good. And those numbers are also echoed by Google users with a 95% likability. So how close it is that to reality? And so here I have, put some quotes together because although this is a comedy, we are not talking about fiction. For example, a US entrepreneur mentioned after the first season release, this one that is on the left, that the accuracy of the show is good and bad news. And I guess and hope that the good refers to only to the entertainment effect. The creator Majus said in 2018, when questioned about the significant gender disparities, I don't think it's good to pretend there's not a gender gap. And the executive producer Alec Berg, we are a satire. At a certain point, our job is to hold up a mirror to a real thing. He also said in 2018 that the storylines are inspired in real events and people. So let's have a look at the posters, in which only in season 4 women have an appearance, and is in season 4 is the poster is on the right, and you can see them that in a proportion of 2 to 9, and these are one is the head of the human resources, and the one that is at the bottom, she is described in Wikipedia as the eccentric programmer, and she is the only maker in the whole season, and happens that she doesn't speak. And yeah, it's really, for me, was a little bit complicated character. Okay, so spoilers alert. And the worst thing is, this was supposed to be the present, but the future does not look so bright also for women neither, according to the creators. Let's have a look to 10 years later for the main male characters. They have had some adjustments in their roles, but in general, they stayed in the industry and with their values. So we have the coder, will become the professor of ethics in technology. This coder that is funny because he's not that smart, but he became the president of Stanford University. These two guys, software engineer and system architect, they will become co-founders, strategic technologies. And even this guy, so he was venture capitalist, and now in 10 years, he's in the hair transplant sector. Okay, and then we have these two guys that they have found, their mission or something. But it's true for their values, actually. Yeah, so, or something, or personality. But what happened with our two girls? So meanwhile, the only female characters that more often appear in the show have very different endings. And usually, they are far away of their goals and interests. So, who began like a very ambitious and very professional woman, very highly educated. At the end, she's in a non-profit staff, and the other woman, as you can see, ended in prison. But don't worry, because Elizabeth Holmes to the rescue in what seems to be the more remarkable story to say about women in tech on media, according to HBO.
Oh my God.
Open discussion. There is a lot of questions, and so I was really surprised to see what happened. So it's funny. The show is funny, but I don't know. For me, it's like, have we lost the confidence to speak about it, So how positive do you find the discussion of women in tech? And yeah, what do you think about the roles that women are playing in tech industry? And also, I would like to know the perspective, of women and men, how they see that roles in the show. The discussion is open now.